What's up, Crockxen clan members, Poke fans? We're here at episode 43 of Pokemon Horizons. Now, let me be clear, okay? I had high hopes for this episode because when it came out, I was like halfway into my journey of like catching up with the series, and I was hoping that this was going to be one of the episodes that was like, I got it. I'm going to be right there for it, but I fucked up. I didn't make it. So I was kind of excited for it because the prospect of a challenge from the Explorers to the Volunteers. Like, at some point, we're going to get a battle with the whole crew. Like, everybody's just going to go at it and stuff like that. So, I'm expecting that at some point in the future. So, this is like a tease. It's supposed to be a tease of what's to come. So, I was very excited for it. And I got to admit, the episode really didn't wow me as much as I was hoping for. And I have some issues with it. And first off, I love Liko, Roy, Fuecoco, Squeaky. They were great this episode. Roy always being a G, noticing, hey, this old man is struggling. It's like, I got Grams who has problems. I've seen other old people have issues, and they get like this. So they help the old man, and they get like these fucking treats or whatever that are like Wiglet designs and stuff like that. All that stuff is fine. Everything, the precursor to what happened is fine. Okay. Like at the beginning of the episode, everything was cool. Like them shopping, the Fried and Roy in line to get these exclusive like biscuits or whatever the fuck, and all that stuff was great. Okay, I have no issue with that. It's character building. It's showing off these characters in more casual light, you know. So I really enjoy that. However, my problem begins when they integrate Sango into the story. Not because I don't think that the way Sango is as a character is bad. I just feel like it led to something, and I like her characterization. Don't get me wrong, I like that, but it's what caused everything else to happen. Because I expected from what I was reading before is that like the Volunteers literally get a challenge from the Explorers for a battle, okay, and there was gonna be like a precursor to this battle, and then it leads to whatever happens in the rest of the episodes, right? That was my mindset going in. So when I hear that the reason, the fucking challenge is her being upset that they got this last box of this treat, which again is good for characterizing Sango as a character, right? It fleshes her out a little bit, okay? She's always been this like quirky, weird, crazy girl. So I like that, okay? Don't get me wrong, I like that. But it wasn't a challenge from the Explorers. It was a challenge from Sango upset that she didn't get a treat, okay? And the battle, okay, this is the most infuriating part about the episode, and the reason why I feel very disappointed is this, like I said, they sold this as a challenge from the Explorers to the Volunteers. So when all I see is a battle between Sango and Onyx versus Liko and Roy, which again would have been a phenomenal matchup, and it doesn't lead to anything, is what's upsetting. Because the battle was fine, and I was hoping, like, listen, I expected Liko and Roy to lose this, okay? I wholeheartedly believed that Liko and Roy were not going to win this, and I was confident in being okay with it, and then they were going to get saved or rescued. Something was going to happen, right? Because they're not up to there. They're not ready to face these guys, okay? These are professionals, and not only that, their Pokemon are weak as fuck. Don't get me, like, as much as I love Fuecoco and as much as I like Sprigatito, they're ass, okay? Everybody knows that. The only competent trainer, we've always said it, is Fried, which is understandable. And so I was hoping to see a loss here. I was hoping them to have like the first taste of a loss, you know, like a real loss, like they're in danger type of loss in this episode, and then that leads into more. But no, they cut off the battle in the middle of it when we're finally getting into like some like the territory of like, okay, now we're in business. Okay, you're like the back and forth. I like that. Okay, I like the back and forth of like, you know, Liko struggling against the Garganacl, and then like Fuecoco struggling against the Glalie, like that whole dynamic of, and I love it when it happens in like other like action animes and shonens and shit like that, where it's like a back and forth where in the beginning the protagonists are in the lead, and then the villain like gets the head, like they do something crazy, and then it puts them in the lead, and then the protagonist has to like bounce back, and like that dynamic of like battling I've always enjoyed. Okay, because it makes it feel like it's like a song and dance, you know. It's a flow of how the battle's supposed to go, and we were literally getting to the point where, okay, the protagonists are now getting that second wind, you know, the initial burst of like, hey, we're gonna start making a comeback here. And then the villain's like, oh, I see you're strong and stuff like that. And then they get like a power boost or something like that. And they cut it off there. They literally cut off the battle right there when we're about to get to like the first like transition into the protagonist are now in the lead again. And that infuriates me because it takes away the urgency of what the battle was supposed to signify, okay? If this is supposed to be like Liko and Roy's chance to show off, you know, what they've learned, they completely dropped the ball on that. And on top of that, it removes the threat of the Explorers as this entity that's always going to be on top of them, right? Because actually, Onyx, I actually like Onyx as well. Onyx was cool in this episode. I really enjoyed him. And like him being the loyal, like following the rules guy is great. I really like the way they were his like, let's have a good, like fair battle. I'm pretty sure all the Explorers are cool. Okay, they all have their quirks and they're all distinctive from each other, which is nice to see, especially with the horrendous thing that we had to deal with Team Rocket for so long. So I like the fact that all these fucking guys have distinct personalities that are completely different from each other, and they actually conflict with each other. Anyways, that's the point. But the fact that they left, and then that's when we reach out to Freed, and then Freed is like, okay, I'm here. Oh, where'd they go? Okay, I'm going to go there. And it's going to lead into everything, which is, from what I see in the previews, or what I saw in the preview, is literally like Freed versus Spinel, which I actually don't mind that matchup. I just was hoping that it was going to be Freed versus Matthew, because that's actually the rivalry there. Like, I still don't know in my mind who I would want Spinel to face in the long run. Potentially Dot, just because I was like the first wave, you know. Dot was the first person who clashed with him when he first showed up. And, you know, the whole like technological aspect of both of them as characters, what I think would be really cool, because they're both intellectual. So that's why it's probably my mindset. It's like that's who I want to face off in the future. But like outside of that, I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that it went this way. They should have just had Liko and Roy lose and then be saved as they're in danger, which is what's been consistently happening throughout the series, except this time they're actually putting up a fight, you know? So the episode, the ending literally disappointed me. I had this whole hype, like when I first heard the announcement of this episode airing, like back a couple weeks ago, and what it was leading into in the episode, and I just felt disappointed. Okay, I really do. Like overall, like the episode, half and half. You know, I'm not gonna give it like a completely bad like rap, because, like I said, I really enjoyed the beginning portion of it. I just feel like they dropped the ball near the end, and I kind of was expecting more out of it. That's my main goal, my main takeaway for you all in this review. I do feel like Liko and Roy have to lose at some point. They have to. Okay, they're not prepared for all this stuff. And I'm assuming that's why they changed the story to what it is, with like them going to like the Orange Academy to just practice and train all this shit, right? And that's what I'm assuming is the reasoning for that. But they haven't lost yet, and I need them to have a loss. Okay, not because I don't like them. It's just that they need to experience the aspect of what a loss is before we can get the growth, right? Because they're kids, right? They're budding trainers. Like, how are they supposed to learn if they never fail? Okay, sure, they can't. They might not succeed in winning and defeating their opponent, but they're not really failing in the aspect of they couldn't, complete the task. The explorers just fucking left. So I'm gonna leave off this review here. I'm gonna watch episode 44 now, and then get that review out for you. And hopefully we can catch up by the time we're ready. We're ready to go. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been your boy, SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos, streams, shorts, and everything in between.